Hello and welcome to Skull and Cully. Back for the first time in a few weeks. Andrew has been very busy watching his Rangers, playing his golf, doing his thing. Skull and Cully is sponsored by Matt Newsy Realty. Matt Newsy, who works for Remax, former Yukon kicker, www.newsyrealty.com. Matt Newsy was nice enough to donate to our new show, which is Husky Talk. Skull, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it or care to, but
Nah.
it's been doing pretty well. So we have missed you. Mr. Wells asked about you. What has been going on in the life of the Skull? And
Rangers playoffs, baby.
just so you know, this is going to be a video podcast, so you're going to be on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel.
Now, that's why I have the video up at my ceiling. I don't give a shit.
Why don't you want to be seen? You're a good-looking guy.
No, I don't care.
You don't care?
Anyways, no, it's been Rangers playoff hockey. I don't like talking. I want to be kept in the closet.
You don't like talking.
I'm
want,
pumped.
you want to be kept in the closet.
I'm very pumped for this. We actually have a team, not a one and done. We have a team that can win it all. It's been since 94. I mean, we've had some great teams. And we were up 3-0, and now we're down 3-2. I mean, we're not down, but now we got to go into Carolina. Hockey is temperamental with how it goes. So losing the last two kind of scares me.
Yeah.
It scares me because it's not even that. It's the last game that I watched with them. They were in the Garden. Garden is fired up. Game 5. They just want to go out to McSorley's or wherever and party their asses off. And we did not play well. We played terrible. There was no heart in our game. It was very, very disconcerting. The Knicks went out last night, and they went out and won it.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
I'm not a Knicks. I mean, I am a Knicks fan, and I was with John Starks and Ewing and all the Mason, all those guys. They don't like. They might get past this series, but they're not going to win it all. They're not. They're not that good. I mean, it's great for New York, but they don't have it. Like, yeah, they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll probably end up playing the Celtics, and the Celtics will bury them. They're just not that good. They got a couple big guys, but they're not winning it all. But they bring that jive back to New York, and that's okay. The Rangers actually have a chance to win it all for the first time.
Let me ask you, because we recorded last night with Frank and Mr. Wells, and they think that New York finally having some success makes a huge difference in sports because people want to watch the big market teams.
Well, yes. I mean, they have tried to do the small market teams. It doesn't work. It doesn't move the needle. Even Kansas City winning the Super Bowl, like that doesn't move the needle.
Well, people don't watch. I mean,
exactly.
People
if you have
like
New York. I mean, think about it. What was it? When the Giants and the Patriots played in the Super Bowl twice. I don't know the numbers. I'm not looking it up, but I guarantee you that the needle was fucking revving up.
Yep.
To watch those two. So I don't know. I mean, it's crazy.
Everyone is so psyched.
Let me tell you something. If you can get the Boston Bruins playing the New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then you have the New York Knicks playing the Celtics,
Against the Celtics
at the same time. How much money are they?
It's gonna be rocking.
Well, you know how much more money that league gets? That's millions and probably hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, let me ask you
Hundreds.
this: the Pacers coach, they
He's an idiot.
filed a complaint with the NBA after the second game because of quote unquote 78 missed calls. Do you just think that's sour grapes, or
Yeah,
do you
move
think
on. It's the
that?
playoffs.
But
That's
I'm
what we
I
do in
no,
the
no,
NHL.
no, 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 no. I agree with you, but you have to admit, you just said it. The
What?
league has a stake in um, the Knicks going to the finals.
All right. So, would you rather watch Indiana versus? I don't even know who's alive in the West. All right. Let's say it's Indiana and Minnesota in the finals. How many people are going to watch?
Right, right,
Under a million, right?
right.
So get the Knicks or Boston versus like Denver, and everybody hates uh, Jokic or whatever his goddamn name is, the greatest player in the NBA. And all these guys hate on Jokic so much. It's retarded. I mean, the guy puts up numbers like no other, and he's the MVP again. And all these guys, Shannon Sharp, all you douche rods, keep saying, "Oh no, no, no," and then they want to like anoint these guys who they wanted to put a rookie in there as the MVP. Really, really?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But
Oh, it's so racist. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's racism. It's reverse racism. I know I don't like to get into that crap, but it's true. That's 1000%. They do not like, just like the Caitlin Clark. They do not like her being the face of WNBA. Who gives a shit about the WNBA? Oh,
well,
now they're getting private flights and stuff. And I saw it today.
well,
All the
they're
girls are
professional
getting private
teams.
flights.
You don't think they
But
deserve to have charter flights? You think that the
no, they don't. What do you
WNBA
mean?
teams, you want them to fly commercial? You think they should fly commercial
I
everywhere?
think they should take a bus like Major League in the fucking like Charlie Sheen used to do.
Like the
They draw
Cleveland
nothing.
Indians?
They draw nothing.
Um,
Where's the money? It's funny now how all these owners of the NBA are getting drawn into now they have to buy these WNBA teams and like put them up and do all this stuff because it's Me Too movement.
well,
Nobody gives a shit.
I don't, no, no, no. It's not the Me Too movement. You
It
listen,
is
women's sports
1000% the Me Too movement.
women's
1000%.
sports is doing a
Oh
thousand
my
times
God.
better than it's
Steven,
ever
stop it.
done. Now, the television contract for the WNBA doesn't even compare to the NBA. So the
Why
revenue,
would it? No one
absolutely.
watches it. What are you talking about?
Well,
Do you
I
not understand capitalism?
I understand capitalism.
Okay, then.
I started a podcast with Maria Conlon. Maria Conlon is a
Is
former
she a good looking
UConn.
broad? She want my number?
She's a former UConn legend. She was on all the championship teams. I believe you met her
With
because
Diana?
you met that. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Maria believes that the WNBA is doing fantastic. The arenas are full, and charter flights should have been done a long time ago because what
No,
professional sports teams fly
you're
commercially?
not a professional sports team. You're a fucking junior league.
You think the WNBA is a junior league?
Why would you watch it? It's slow, methodical. It's so boring.
Well, women
You
need to
know, the only,
support it.
all right, I'm going to give some credit. I'm going to give a little bit of credit here. Sue Bird, Diana
Well,
Taurasi,
you love
Gino,
them. They were different.
when
Yeah.
they were doing it, they were doing it. And that was watchable because Diana and Sue Bird and they were great players. They won everything. That's fine. Okay. But it doesn't transition to the professional level, apparently, of what they say.
So,
It's unwatchable.
so I mean, okay. What do you think of
I
the college
respect
level?
everything that they do. I'm not discrediting what they do, and Maria or whatever her name is. That's great. That's fine.
But you don't
But
think that they
we
deserve
don't want
charter
to
flights?
watch it.
Well,
Why am I going to watch that over professional?
well, they are professional. They get paid.
Professional in what sense?
They're When you get paid to play a sport, you're
Great. And
considered a
they get paid
professional
what?
athlete.
40,000 a year? Go
No,
clean garbage trucks.
the
I don't know what
salary
to tell you.
the salary structure has gone up. It's not even remotely close to the NBA. And a lot of the girls have to play in the off season. They play overseas to make extra
Good.
money.
That's
They
where
get
they'll
paid
get
more.
money. Glad
But
for them. I'm glad for them. I'm not watching it.
I know you're not
No
watching
one
it.
is. Who's going to
Well,
watch it?
I
You're not watching it, so stop defending it.
I don't watch basketball in general.
Oh, yeah.
I'm defending
deflect.
it. I'm defending it because women's sports overall right now is on an upward high.
Are terrible, and I don't want to watch it.
And you don't have to. But
The
arenas are full.
The only sport that I would watch a woman play is when Serena Williams was dominating in tennis.
Well,
She
I
was
like
good.
MMA. I mean, I like
It's so
Ronda
retarded.
Rousey when she would
Why?
fight. You didn't
And
like
then she got
Rousey?
knocked out by that Caitlin
Holly
Clark
Holm.
girl.
Holly
Holly
Holm.
Holm.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And then a guy will step in and crush their face in. Who cares? I want to see the best of the best.
So
And I don't even like the 303 McGregor versus Chandler. I mean, the underfights are terrible.
well,
And they've
Chandler
already sold it out.
McGregor's you got to understand. McGregor is always going to get fights because he's a
I
draw.
understand that. They already sold it out. It's the highest paid UFC show of all time already.
Yeah, it's
Everything's
because he's a
sold
draw.
out.
And
Well, he should
Chandler
have
has
been
taken tough
fighting.
fights.
That's my point. And then they have these other guys that are stars. Like, all right, he always says, the only thing that pisses me off with Dana is we got the best card. We got the best card. All right, so put your stars. Have like 3 or 4 of your stars. Where's O'Malley? Where's these guys?
Well, you got to understand.
You got to have all them fight in your card. And they take 6, 7 months off. And then they fight. I understand it's a tough sport and you got to,
right,
have
but
time off, but let's go. What are you waiting for?
you don't understand the salary structure. UFC has a deal with ESPN Plus, billions of dollars. UFC can put on a terrible show. They try to save money by putting the lesser stars on the pay-per-views because they generate more revenue. They don't want to have to pay for Conor McGregor. They don't want to have to pay for John Jones because they want more
they
money.
need to.
And they get paid regardless.
Miocic, like McGregor and Chandler should be followed up by they should be followed up by Miocic and Jones.
And they've been trying to do that. Miocic had gotten hurt. Jones has been very difficult to deal with.
Of course he is.
He doesn't
He's
get along
a
with Dana.
co-cat from Syracuse, New York, isn't he?
Rochester, yeah, he's Rochester. His brother played at his brother Chandler Jones played at Syracuse. Yes,
he's a beast.
Yes. But UFC, like, they let their heavyweight champion go, which was Francis Ngannou, because Francis Ngannou wanted more money. They didn't want to pay him, and he did
he got knocked out by Tyson.
He did the boxing match, and it didn't draw
Tyson's
well.
Fighting this weekend.
Yes, and his father headbutted somebody, which was hilarious.
Yes, what
his father doesn't give a shit.
That's unbelievable. Imagine Herb fighting somebody.
You want to imagine my father fighting somebody?
Or headbutting somebody that you were getting into.
I don't think my father has been in a fight in his entire life. I
Well,
don't.
didn't
Yeah,
he play football back in the day?
my father actually played 2 sports in college. Yeah, he played football and baseball.
So he never got into a fight, or he never told you about it?
You know, I've never asked my dad if he's been in a fight.
He ain't got to ask Herb. I
You
mean,
want
he's
me to
not.
ask my dad if he's been in a
Well,
fight
he's a
before?
lawyer. He's a talker. I mean, he's a good. He's a Hebe. He's a major Hebage. I mean, he knows how to make
Heeb?
sauce. Yeah, he's a Hebe.
He's a heap.
Tell your dad I said that. I love that.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's a
Yeah,
town lawyer now.
he does make great sauce.
He
Do you
makes
know
phenomenal sauce. What are you kidding me?
do you know that he was at a town board meeting last night
I can't even imagine.
that lasted 4 hours?
How could he even take it?
He
I mean,
hates it.
I
He
understand
hates
how he
it.
could take it because he doesn't lash out. He's so calm and collective, your father. Like he just
Right, but
goes with the flow.
he always I mean, he's always listening and paying attention. He just
Well,
doesn't
your
talk. He's
father's one of
smart
the
enough.
smartest guys I've ever met in my life. 1000%.
Well, he's not as smart as me, but yeah, he's a
You,
smart guy.
Steven, you're a dumbass like me. Stop it.
But no,
We're both dumbasses, and your dad is extremely smart. He's the best lawyer in that town, and that's
no,
why he got the position in
he's
the
not
New
the best
Hartford.
lawyer in the town.
Well, who is then?
Les Lewis or Brindisi are the
Oh,
top
Les
lawyers.
Lewis. Oh my.
You
Yeah,
love
they're
Les
mobbed
Lewis.
up. They're douchebags.
You're
Your
a Les
father's.
Lewis guy.
Yeah. All right. Les
You're a
Lewis.
Les Lewis guy.
Yeah.
You
Is
got
he
to put
still
Les
alive?
over. Yes, he's still alive.
Is he
Les,
still alive?
yes, he's still alive.
Oh my God.
Les is the top. Brindisi is the top.
No. But your dad is unmobbed up. So your dad's
What do you mean unmobbed up? You
Oh,
think Les
Brindisi
Lewis
is all
is mobbed up?
What are you kidding me?
Really? I don't know if we can say that. I don't know if that's defamation of character
I don't really
to say
give a
Brindisi's
shit.
mobbed up.
Brindisi's been mobbed up.
But Les Lewis isn't. Les Lewis is a
No,
good
Les
guy.
Lewis is the Jew with the fucking golden ring.
Les Lewis is Jewish?
I don't know. Is he?
No.
Well, he always
don't
won
think
stuff for me.
so.
I had a couple cases with him, but I had one case with your dad, and he got me off like no other.
Yeah. No, I used to put my dad was talking about that in high school. I used to put him to work all the time.
Well, we had a lot of
he represented DJ probably 5 times.
Well, we had a lot of alcohol consumption, not possession tickets.
Yeah.
But that was against Van Slyke, so he didn't have to do anything to me because my grandfather bowled in a league with Van Slyke and played golf in the 9-hole league. So he would Van Slyke would look at me and go, and my grandpa was my lawyer.
But
my grandpa would come down to court with me like he was the lawyer when Van Slyke was in, and we would go down there, and he would just go.
Yeah, but you never did anything egregious. Like you never did anything terrible other than at UConn. But here,
no. That was just possession tickets. Like, who cares? You're underage. Your grandpa comes in. Hey, but I will say, Mr. Van Slyke, Judge, he was an intimidating bastard. Like, I was scared. Like, I didn't know back then. Like, I'm like, what the hell? And you walk in, and my grandpa's in here. But my grandpa was like, hey, Judge. And he looked at him and he goes, oh, this is your grandson.
But what used to crack me up is anytime we would be out drinking in the woods and the police would come, the only two people
See you later!
it would be you. Well, no, you and DJ would always try to finish your beers. You would not leave your beers behind. You would chug your beers and then run. And DJ would
What's the one Higby Hills? That
Fox
one place we used to go
Foxwoods
to?
Foxwoods.
Fox was when we had the big fire
Yeah.
and then the cops came in. I remember
Oh
lighting
my god, I
a
was so
couch on
mad.
fire. And then we would
Oh,
run in the Woodbury Hills. But me and you, we knew we were in Pippinwood, so we would just run off together.
I was lucky enough never to get caught. But Foxwoods, I was so mad because there were a couple times we spent probably $200 at RJ's on beer
Well, Steven,
and had to leave
do
it
you not
behind
remember, in our study hall with Nani Pincero,
doing the
we
beer
had a
list.
fucking 3-binder and everybody paid and we wrote down everybody's beer
Order.
request.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
we took the Dodge Caravan from my parents' house
And filled it to the
and remember when we almost got pulled over because I didn't have my lights on? And the whole back seat, everything was full of booze.
well,
And the cop flashed me. Said, put your lights on.
The best memory I have is when we filled your caravan and there was supposed to be a party at Aaron Blair's house. And it turned out
Aaron Blair. I don't remember that, but okay.
I remember it because again, we spent $200 of beer. We got there.
Which back then, I mean, we could buy for $5, we could get
a 12 pack.
Easy.
Yeah. And we bought all this beer. We brought it to his house. The cop showed up and we lost all the beer. And I was so mad. And I tried to fight Aaron Blair in school after that.
Who was Aaron Blair? I don't even remember him.
I don't remember him either. I just remember
Where was the house?
The house was over by LaRusso's.
Okay.
And we were supposed to have a party there. And then when everyone showed up, like he changed his mind and like locked the doors. And we were trying to bring the beer in, and then the cop showed up. And
so he called the cops on himself?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, and that's why I wanted to fight him. And we lost all the beer. And then I remember running.
I don't remember that.
I remember it vividly because I was so angry. And I was saved by Wallace. Wallace found me in the bullet running in the Manors and went into stealth mode and picked me up. And we got away. I just remember, and it's just crazy because now, like, I thought we were bad because we drank every weekend. In the summer, I think we drank every night. And now they just do drugs.
They put a pair of tits on themselves and think they're women.
Well, they have gender identity issues, and some want to be women.
What is gender identity issues? There's no issue.
Well, they don't know what gender they are. So
yeah, they're retarded.
They want to be women. There's nothing you can do. And
great.
One of my podcasts got removed. I think you remember Tommy Collins that played with me at UConn. Tommy said on the podcast, Tommy has a daughter. Tommy said that if his daughter was in the bathroom and a boy went in to use the bathroom, the girl's bathroom, he would go in and
gave out his wanger.
And he would go beat the boy up.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
And he said there's only two genders, and this transgender stuff is ridiculous. And somebody reported the podcast.
Listen, if you're gay, fine. You want to be gay? The transgender stuff, that's something I cannot get behind.
Well, it's hurting the gay community because trans people are mostly gay. And,
no, No, there's girls with tits that fuck girls still.
That's what I'm saying.
Retarded. That's
There's
mentally ill.
no, you're trying to say there's men with tits that still want to have sex
Yeah,
with girls.
1000%.
Yeah. No,
Riley
I agree.
Gaines said that with the guy. He was still fucking women with tits.
Yeah. No, that was I think she was talking about
That's
the
mentally
swimmer.
ill.
Well,
Why
it
are we
is.
pandering to these retards?
Well,
It's like pandering to the immigrants.
the
Fuck you.
the problem is, Andrew,
There is no
that
problem. There's right and there's wrong.
Yeah, but there's first graders and kindergartners and second graders that are being taught.
Unbelievable. If I ever had a kid
There's
and they
gender identity
ever
class.
did that shit, I would go to the school and beat the fucking shit out of these fucking teachers. You're lucky I don't have kids, people, just so you know.
Well, you
Because
might
I
have
would
kids.
set the bar straight.
We don't know if you have kids. You might. I think if
might,
we put you in Ancestry.com, we'd find
if
some
any
kids.
of them did that, I would beat the fucking. I wouldn't even. I go okay. I'd walk in and I'd. I do not condone beating up women, but you teach my kids about this bullshit that your gender isn't correct. Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem, and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
I don't think it needs to be taught to kindergartners and first graders because all.
How about math? How about subtraction? How about
them.
How about some of that?
It confuses the kids, and then they come home.
Yeah, because exactly, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They said, "Mommy, I think I'm a girl," and then mommy says, "Okay."
Oh my god, I would beat the fucking shit out of them.
We'll put you on hormones, and you can be a girl.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, I think it's just taken off because it draws attention.
No, it's all about votes. They want votes.
That's parents like parents will post on social media, "I'm so proud of my child. They finally realized who they are."
Do you think your child has any moral sense of the world?
And Darren is now Jenny, and I'm so proud of her.
Drives me insane.
And people don't get that. But what I did want to get your thoughts on the Trump lawsuit that's currently going on.
Who cares?
Well,
it's all bullshit.
He's going to be president, though.
How about Joe Biden just agreed to debate Trump, and he set a bunch of guidelines for the debate? Did you see that?
I don't think Joe Biden should debate anyone without guidelines.
Oh, well, he does, but
he needs guidelines.
So when you're asked questions, the other opponent's microphones are off.
Like, of course.
He can't rebuttal. He can't do anything.
They got to control it. Yeah, they got to control it.
And it's CNN the first one and ABC the next one. And Trump said, "All right, let's go."
Well, he doesn't. He just wants to talk, and regardless of the format, he's going to dominate. He's going to make Joe Biden.
Oh, Biden is
look
that whole
terrible.
Thing with the fucking no rebuttal, and the other person's mic is off.
No rebuttal.
He's a retard.
Yeah,
did you see him yesterday? Oh my god,
Andrew. I watch Joe Biden every day purely for entertainment.
He's a mental midget.
Purely for entertainment. That this man is our president, and if I was Russia, I'd bomb us.
It's unbelievable, and then that people think that he's doing a good job.
Well, people,
you know what he could do, and now he said yesterday that he's going to use executive powers to close the border down and only let 4,000 people in, and then the border shut. What the fuck is that?
He doesn't know what to do. He created a monster.
He could have kept the fucking border policies in place with Trump.
But
And then he
he
lets
was never going to
everybody
do
in.
that.
And now he's saying he's shutting the border down to 4,000 people
Yeah,
before the election because he
he's trying
thinks
to
everyone's
respond.
stupid.
He's trying to respond.
Now he's doing something. Well, for 3.5 years, he's done nothing. And Trump said when he gets into office, he's deporting 20 million of these illegals. Well, I might get a little mad because I love the.
Well, Frank talked about it, and Frank thinks that everyone should stop paying taxes
I love it.
because their taxes
Nobody should pay taxes anymore.
are going to fund the illegals who are
It's
ruining the
inconstitutional, and
country
you shouldn't pay taxes anymore.
because they're not going to help anything. They're helping
Well, it's not
people,
what you think. So the taxes, fuck you.
and the Texas governor, he's being told what to do, and
Abbott's
this
great. I like
I
Abbott.
like Abbott too. I like Abbott too. I mean,
But you're a Democrat, you loser.
I am, but I
You're
realized
like the Bill Maher Democrat.
I I was a Democrat because of Murph. You know that. Murph made us all register as Democrats. I didn't know the difference. I
Mm.
just knew that I wanted to help people, and I wanted to give my money away to people who needed it, and I thought I was
Oh,
doing a
that's
good
great.
thing.
How about people get a job and work for themselves?
But like you said, but I realize now that unfortunately being a Democrat now is being a communist or a socialist. Unfortunately, that's what I've turned into.
Did you
But
watch the Aaron Rodgers Tucker Carlson interview?
oh no, I did not. What happened
Oh,
there?
that was pretty good.
Well, Aaron Rodgers always has something interesting to say. What was Aaron Rodgers
He
talking
said
about?
one of the one things that stuck out was he wished that Joe Biden would talk about the American history. Like he said, when Putin talks, he always talks about the history of Russia and what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And he said, well, I wish that Joe Biden would talk about the American history and the world wars we won and everything else. But he doesn't do that. So I
Joe
wish he'd be
Biden
more
can't
like.
talk about current affairs. How do you think he could talk about history?
That's why Aaron Rodgers is great.
I don't know about great. He's different. Um,
No, he's a funny motherfucker.
he is funny. He is funny. He's different. I don't know that everything I mean, he's a flat Earth guy. He's a 9/11 hoax guy. I mean, he
Well,
takes things off.
9/11 was a hoax. I mean, look at Bush. He knew it was.
9/11 was a hoax. It
I
didn't
don't think it was a
happen.
hoax, but they knew it was going to happen, I think.
Yes, that's been proven that they had intel. Something was going to
They knew it
happen.
was going to happen. And
Yes.
that's what charged the spark. So, all these well, first of all, these Palestinian protests are insane. Why is this happening in our
Are you
country?
talking about Hamas and Gaza and Israel
Yeah.
and all that? Yes.
I love that
I
the
don't
fact
get that.
that all of the Jews that run Hollywood and everywhere else, they do not back Israel.
Well,
Are you
because of
fucking kidding
Israel's
me?
what Israel's turned into, it's
So what do
not.
you mean what it is turned into? It's the same thing.
You
And
think
Hamas
it's the
is
same?
terrorism at its finest. So
Right, of
don't give me
course.
that bullshit. Um, I'd like to know. I got 3 Jewish friends in my life: Baslo and the twins.
Yeah, but
Right?
the college campus protests and
Yeah,
disrupting
they're retarded. They don't
graduation,
know what the fuck
that's
goes on in the
nuts.
real world.
That's
They
nuts.
don't know. Do they remember 9/11? No, they don't.
No, they weren't even born.
Exactly.
No, and Mr. Wells
So
said that,
I don't want to hear any of that bullshit. This Hamas, Palestine, No, I'm not going for it. It's retarded.
Well,
How
USC
this is
having to cancel
allowed in our
graduation.
country after 9/11 drives me fucking insane. It drives me nuts. Like if my grandparents were still alive, my great uncle, they would go down these protests with guns and start shooting people. This is not America. This is not what we put up with.
Well, peaceful protesting
Oh,
is part
stop
of
it. Don't give me
America.
that peaceful. You
But they
sound like
take it
George
too
Soros.
far. They take it too far. No, you gotta protesting is part of America. You can't take that away. But
Oh, great. Yeah, the protesting.
the Hamas stuff, yes, it's gone way too far.
Hamas? You mean the ones that raped all those Jewish women when they fucking first started fighting and they posted it?
You got a
Yeah,
nice
okay.
beard, by the way.
Shut up.
No, but I agree with you. I agree with you, and I don't know. It blows my mind that there's support for it.
It's unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't know how
Do you
they how they
understand
support it.
this is what they're creating again?
What do you mean creating?
Because it's an election year, so they're trying to create protests.
Oh, just like COVID. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
But
See,
I
no
mean,
one's going for COVID anymore. So
don't
they
you
keep talking about the bird flu.
don't you
I saw
the
another
bird
thing with the
flu.
bird flu. Oh, it's
But
it,
don't you think Trump's going to win by a landslide?
no, I don't, because
You
I
really
think they're
don't?
trying to steal it.
Yeah, but there's no way Biden can do 4 more years. There's no way.
No, I understand that. That's not my point. Is that they've already uncovered 200,000 illegal votes here in Georgia in the past week
For this election or for the previous one?
for this election.
200,000?
They've already sent them up.
Oh my god.
Yep. There's lawsuits here in Georgia already because they
Well,
sent all that shit out.
so realistically, the only fair way to do it, you got to go to the polls and vote. You can't do these mail-ins, these absentee ballots.
Well, here's what you have to do.
You got to go in and vote.
Well, it should be held by the military. And that's what Trump wanted to do when he was in terms.
How would the military monitor voting exactly?
Because you come in and you show your ID and you vote. And it's all hand done. There's no
Right.
mail in anything.
Right. No, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you there.
Why is voting so hard to do with an ID?
I don't remember it being hard until COVID
Exactly.
hit.
You show your ID and you vote. You don't mail in anything. Either you show up to the polls and you vote, or you don't vote.
And the Democrats have mastered
That
this
gets racist to
because
do
they
that.
bust
But you
people
need
in to
everything
vote.
else in life to do with a fucking any ID. But now it's okay to whoever votes, whatever votes.
So you're saying, okay, if you do a mail-in ballot, you don't have to produce any
No,
identification?
of course you don't. That's why they do it. They've been caught on tape right here, Fulton
How,
County, where I live in Atlanta.
no, I saw it. So a mail-in ballot, how does it work? They just check who they want to vote for, put
They
it in
just
a
send it to your
envelope,
fucking address, and you vote and you check mark it, and then you send it in, and they stuff the ballots.
and then I don't like how they go after people with dementia to get them to vote. It'd be like my grandmother voting. Like,
Yeah, I mean
like
that's okay, but you got to come to the polls to vote.
right. But do you think that they'll ever be able to go back to that? Do you think that
That's
everyone's
why the
comfortable?
military should conduct.
So you're saying they should have like the National Guard or
Yep.
the Army
hmm
at the polls
Produce an
monitoring,
ID and vote.
and
Why
that's
is
it.
that so hard? You
And
have
that
to
it's
produce
not.
anything. Exactly. You got to produce that for cigarettes, beer, and what? So now you don't have to do anything for that? Yeah, right.
I didn't know. I had no idea it was that easy. I had no idea that you can just fill out a ballot, mail it in, and that's it. I didn't know that
Yep.
they didn't
That's
require
all it
any
is.
other information, your
That's
social
how they
security
stole it.
number, anything. That is insane. That's
Yeah.
pretty. That's pretty freaking insane.
That's why they produced COVID.
Well, they didn't produce COVID. China
Yeah, they
produced
did.
COVID. You think COVID specifically was developed? It didn't occur naturally. It was developed, and the purpose of it
Yeah, it
was
was
for Biden
developed
to
in
win.
Ukraine.
It was Ukraine?
Yeah.
It's not China.
No, it's Ukraine.
Oh, I had no idea.
Why do we keep selling billions and billions of dollars over to Ukraine?
Well, because we think we have to help everyone, and we don't help ourselves,
We have
unfortunately.
20, there's like 20 different places in Ukraine where they have all that stuff.
Wow. You're saying other viruses.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God.
Why do you, of course.
I
Why do
didn't
we
know
keep
that.
sending billions over there? You think it's for
I
the
had no
people?
idea.
No, it's for that purposes.
But how I mean, there has to be checks and balances for that. How does that
Yeah,
get
great
approved?
checks and balances with Joe Biden and their other retards.
So Joe Biden can say, "I wanna send $10 million to Ukraine," and he doesn't have to get approval from Congress or anyone. It
No,
just
10 billion. What are you kidding me?
wow.
We probably sent them $500 billion.
Wow. Wow.
And they have all that stuff. Why do you think Putin gets so mad and he wants to take that over? He's already produced all that stuff. I'm a big Putin fan. I don't care what anybody says.
Well,
I love Putin. He
he's
doesn't bullshit. He does not bullshit.
well,
He tells you what
he'd
it is.
rather be feared than liked, which I agree with. And he gets shit done for sure.
Of course.
And he doesn't care.
No,
He's gonna
I
do
love
what
him.
he does it his way, and he doesn't respect Biden, and I'm impressed with
Why
him.
would he?
I mean, he
Trump
also
gets
is
elected.
vicious, but
Trump goes right over there and he talks to Putin immediately. And he
let me
says, all
ask you
right,
this,
we're done with this bullshit.
Trump
See you
is
later.
Trump is older too. He's 78. He's not young. You're
No,
still
he's not young.
confident
And
that he can do it?
I don't like the fact with those older guys. I mean, I get it, but Trump is extremely cognitive. Like
No, he is.
he
He is.
knows what he's talking about.
He is. And
Biden knows nothing.
well, you can see that Trump has so much confidence. And you can see that Biden like searches for words and has zero confidence in what he's saying.
And gets 20 people to any rally where he's at. See that? Trump had over 100,000 people in New Jersey, which is majorly Democratic.
But
So,
what's going to happen if Trump loses this lawsuit in New York?
so what?
It's
Who
not going
cares?
to hinder
If he loses it, his everything is gained.
Well, he becomes a martyr.
All
But
these things, this is like Nelson Mandela.
you're comparing Trump to Nelson Mandela.
1,000%.
That's
Absolutely.
that's a little extreme.
It's
Comparing
not
Trump to
extreme.
Mandela.
That's
Mandela
what
went
he's
to
doing.
prison for years.
They're trying to put him in prison because they can't beat him because everybody loves this guy. That's the
You're
same thing.
I'm sorry. I'm not understanding the New York lawsuit. You're saying in New York, this lawsuit that's going on, if
It's
Trump is
retarded.
convicted, he could go to prison?
And Bill Clinton paid off Paula Jones $800,000.
Well, I know that.
Trump
And
paid her 125 to be quiet
you're
about a
talking about
sexual,
Stormy, whatever.
storming, whatever. And Bill Clinton paid $800,000 to Paula Jones.
All right, so educate me
So
because
why is Bill Clinton not on trial then?
I must be misunderstanding. What is the lawsuit in New York about?
I don't really know because
Okay.
it was hush money, and they're trying to say that Trump paid it through campaign funds, which he didn't.
Okay. He wouldn't
He
need
didn't
to.
pay it through campaign funds.
Why would he need
It was
to?
a private LLC
And I thought there
that,
was an NDA involved.
oh, well, I'm sure there was, but he didn't care. Doesn't matter. So what? Anybody care about that? Nobody cares. And they're trying to make this thing like this, like here in Atlanta. And they're trying to say, because Trump said, hey, the election is not right. I mean, so what? He can
Yeah,
say
I don't know.
whatever.
I don't understand
First
that.
Amendment right. Exactly. No
They're
one knows.
holding it against him because he keeps saying that the 2020 election was stolen.
It
And
was.
they hold it against him like it's
So
the
Joe
crime of the
Biden got
century.
35 million more votes than Obama did back in fucking 2012. What? You're kidding me, right?
It can't be. It's not that much. It's 30.
He got what, 87 or 90 million votes?
You're telling me he got that many more votes
Yes.
than Obama?
He got over
God,
30
that's
million more votes than Obama.
Jesus. That doesn't add up. That
Exactly.
that really doesn't add up. I didn't know that.
And there was only like 120 million voters registered, and there was over 30 million more votes that were tallied. How
Let me
does
let me ask you this though. If Trump were out of the election, you would have been more than happy with DeSantis, right?
sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a
So
good guy. I
so
mean,
hope
he's a good guy.
hopefully it goes Trump
I
and
mean,
then
DeSantis is
DeSantis
a
runs
great guy.
after. Yeah. And I know we've talked about this a little bit, but do you know who Trump's running mate is going to be? Do you have any idea?
I think it's gonna that Scott guy.
That's who you think he's going to go with? Is that the
I mean,
best
if he
ticket?
doesn't go with a woman, which he might go with a woman,
Yeah,
I
I
think
saw
it's
that.
that Scott guy.
I saw that. I saw that.
I don't.
Um,
He's not going with Christy Nome, even though I love her, and Tulsi Gabbard, which would be phenomenal. But I
yeah.
think he's going with that Scott guy.
I want to segue quickly to the NFL just to get your thoughts since you're in Atlanta. Were you
Yep.
happy with the Kirk Cousins signing?
I mean, I'm not an Atlanta Falcon guy.
I know you're not. I'm just curious because you're there.
I mean, the Penix signing, that's what we need to talk about.
Well, the
I
Penix
just,
signing caused a
I don't
problem.
understand how you give a guy all that money for at least 3 years, and
$180
then you
million.
don't draft to help them,
That's
and then
exactly.
you
And
get his backup. Like,
he was
what are you
furious.
doing?
Yeah.
Nobody likes it here. Trust me.
Well,
Nobody
I
likes it here.
think part of it is the injury issue because Cousins gets hurt a lot. They don't like who they have. That Desmond Ritter or Taylor Heineke is a reliable backup. So, but drafting Penix in the first round, I thought was a reach. I don't think he was
After
necessarily a
you
first
sign a
rounder.
guy for $200 million
Yeah,
and
you
you
don't
don't
support him.
give him some support
Yeah,
or anything,
you're out of
it's
your mind.
retarded. I mean, that's as bad as what the Giants do. But I love the neighbors pick for the Giants. I think
Yeah,
it's great. But we have a ton of short wide receivers for the Giants.
but
And it
that's
drives me
yeah,
nuts.
it does because they were most successful when they had guys like Burris and Beckham.
Yes. All right. Now go get a guy that, Eli can throw to. I mean, Plexico Burris, that was probably the greatest signing of all
Oh,
time.
it won the Super Bowl for him.
1000%.
He made more plays than anyone.
And Eli could chuck it up because Eli wasn't the greatest passer in the world, but he had Plexico.
Yep, they made
And just
plays. They
chuck
saved
it
them.
up. Plexico is what, 6'6", 6'5".
He was
He
6.
can
Yeah,
grab anything.
yeah. Uh, s-
Neighbors is that guy, but we have drafted so many wide receivers
well,
with this guy.
they just hit and miss. Let me ask you then
The
about another wide
Robinson
receiver.
from Kentucky, all those guys.
Let me ask you about another wide receiver. What were your thoughts on Stephon Diggs being traded to Houston?
Oh,
Like, how
I
could
think
Buffalo let
Houston.
that go?
I think Houston is probably the best team in the NFL.
They're gonna
Besides
yeah,
Kansas
they
City
sure
Chiefs.
are. I mean, they're gonna be tough.
Besides the Kansas City Chiefs, I think Houston is unbelievable because they
Um,
got C.J. Stroud. Now you got him chucking it up to Stephon Diggs. Woo!
but I don't understand. Like, what do you think went wrong in Buffalo? Like, Mr. Wells and Frank think that there's tension between him and Josh Allen, and I can't believe that. Do you do
I
you
don't think
think?
there was tension,
I
but
don't
I think
either.
they're rebuilding around Josh Allen, right?
Right, but that was his best weapon. Like
I
he would.
know. I don't know. I mean,
I know they didn't want to pay him, obviously, and he was going into his last year, and they wanted to get something for him. But you didn't, and then you let Gabe Davis go. Who's he throwing to? I mean,
Buffalo is screwed. They have no, besides Josh Allen, they have no players.
they're putting too
Unless
much
they
on
think
him.
that they can make players from Josh Allen.
Well, yeah, that's what happened with Tom Brady in New England. They never surrounded him, other than when they had Randy Moss. They
Or
never
Troy
surrounded
Brown.
him. Yeah, but they in from 2010 on, they never surrounded him with really
No, they
good
didn't.
receivers, and they
But
just
he made
expected
everybody
him.
better.
He did. He did the best he could.
And they're
I mean,
trying to do that apparently with Josh Allen. Like,
he
it
made
doesn't matter
he
as
made
long as
chicken
guys
salad out of
are,
chicken shit. Yeah.
yeah, as long as guys are in the NFL, they should be able to catch the ball and run with it. But
Oh,
I don't see it.
let me ask you this then. What were your thoughts? Because I thought this was insane. Jared Goff, $50 million contract in
Yeah.
Detroit. And now
150 million guaranteed.
and Dan Campbell promised it to him. He led him to the NFC Championship game.
I
He had a great season. He
I like
was
the
considered
Lions.
washed up. You like the signing. You think that he was
I
worth
mean,
that.
but what else are you gonna do? You want to make your
That's what Frank
quarterbacks
said.
happy, right? You got to make your quarterback happy in the NFL, right?
Yes, you
And
do.
I mean, that's a good team. I mean, they're a good team. They have a chance to win it all. They don't win it all, it doesn't matter. At least you got that. But you know, we signed Daniel Jones, 250 million.
Well, they didn't have a
And
choice.
how great! Hey, we're on Hard Knocks this year.
Oh, that's
You know
gonna
that,
be
right?
awful. That's gonna be a day ball is a train wreck. Like I wouldn't put a
But
camera.
but but how about that kid from Washington? They're talking about him outplaying Daniel Jones and being the starter.
Well, Daniel Jones is coming back again from a difficult injury, a tough rehab. He's been injured several times, and
Of course.
with his style of play,
And that
what
kid
are the
from
chances he
Washington.
lasts the whole season?
No, he's not going to last.
No, he's
I
not going to
like
last.
him. I
No,
like when he
I do
gets the
too. I do
ball and
too.
runs. Yeah, I think he's the fastest guy. He's faster than Lamar Jackson in the open field. And they've tested that. All right,
I
fine.
I mean, I think when I
But you
watch the
can't
playoffs,
throw the ball.
he
And
can throw the
Eli
ball. He
back in
doesn't
the
have anyone to
day,
throw to. Who's he
but
throwing
Eli,
to?
he came to Eli's camp and Peyton's camp, and he was so good. And he made the Giants recruit him. You know what I mean?
You're talking Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I know. I know.
Eli did that. Eli did that for that kid. And I know Eli, yeah, won 2 Super Bowls, but he was terrible in his off seasons. I mean, he was terrible.
You can't say Eli Manning was terrible.
He was.
He didn't
Do
put
you
up the
not
numbers
listen to
his
what I'm
brother
saying?
did.
He was terrible in the seasons that they didn't win. He
At the end
couldn't
of his
number
career, yes.
his please. His stats are horrendous. That's why people don't want him in the
His stats are
NFL Hall
not
of Fame.
horrendous. His not
100%
horrendous.
they're horrendous.
His stats, I'm gonna look up his stats.
Look up his stats. He was terrible.
Terrible to his brother, but overall, you can't deny Eli Manning from the Hall of Fame. Come on.
People
You're
are
telling me
because
you don't think he's a Hall of Famer?
he's only a Hall of Famer because he won 2 Super Bowls, but his actual play was terrible. He was not a Hall
So
of Fame player.
if you're ranking Eli Manning, well, let's just say, okay, I'm taking a look at this.
Yeah, his stats are
God,
horrendous.
you're right. 10 and
I know I'm
6,
right.
12 and 4, 8 and 8, 10 and 6, 9 and 7, 9 and 7, 7 and 9, 6 and 10, 6 and 10, and then
It's not that.
2016.
Look at the passer rating. I don't
Well,
care about winning.
yeah, his yardage, he threw for
How
over
many times did
4,000
he
yards a
break
few
3,000
times.
yards passing?
He broke 3,000 yards passing almost every year, but that
Yeah.
isn't considered the benchmark. 4,000 yards was
And
considered the
what's his
benchmark.
interception rate?
Let's see. He threw 366 touchdowns to 244 interceptions. I guess
That's
you're right.
terrible.
His passer rating overall was 84.1.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's not terrible. That's
It's terrible.
I didn't know he was that. I didn't
Yes,
realize he
he
was
was
that
horrendous.
bad. Well, I mean, I really stopped. I really stopped watching after 2011. They won the Super Bowl in 2011. He threw for almost 5,000 yards. But he only threw 29 touchdowns to 16 interceptions.
That's
His best
horrendous.
his best year was 2015. He threw 35 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. But wow, he never threw 1, 2, 3. Wow, 3 years out of his entire career, he threw over 30 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he was in double-digit interceptions every year. And 3 years he threw 20 plus interceptions. Wow, man, you're right. God, I can't
He's
believe
not
it.
Hall of Fame. If he didn't have those 2 championships, he's not Hall of Fame.
Well, let me look at his playoff numbers.
He did play great in the playoffs, yes.
Well, not great. He had 18 touchdowns to 9 interceptions overall. His rating was only 87.4. Wow.
Exactly.
God, I had no idea.
How do you have no idea? You're a fucking Giants fan.
I am. Like I said, I stopped watching him from 2011 on, but man, I didn't know. Like I thought his rating was at least 90 plus, but overall
No.
84.1.
Yep.
But Phil Simms is in the Hall of Fame, and he threw
Phil Simms should not be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, yes, he won it, but
no,
it's like that's
he
like
threw.
putting Boomer Esiason in the Hall of Fame.
He is in the Hall of Fame. Phil Simms only threw 200 touchdown passes, but he was much more efficient. He didn't throw interceptions. He had higher passer ratings.
Well, he had Otis Anderson, and he had a great running game.
Yeah, he didn't have the yardage, but he had a higher rating, and he was much better in the playoffs. Wow.
Like Dan Marino. Now look up Dan Marino. I mean, that guy was a chucker. I mean, he could chuck the ball.
Well, yeah, let's take a look at Danny's.
I mean, Dan Marino was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was.
For him not to win it all.
He never won a Super Bowl.
He didn't, but he was a much better player than Phil Simms or any of these guys. Hands down.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Overall, as a quarterback, yes.
Yes.
Let's see.
That's why when I was in Miami, I mean, Dan Marino had.
Wow, his passer rating isn't even that high. His passer rating's only 86.4.
What? So who's the highest? What's
the highest passing rating?
Yeah, I think who's the bar? Is it Tom Brady?
I think Montana would be the highest. Montana. Let me check.
Montana was unbelievable.
I'll look at passing records. But Montana, they were
Roethlisberger.
No, Roethlisberger.
You don't think so?
Roethlisberger was
he wasn't bad. Awful.
Brady. It's Brady.
Is it Brady?
Brady leads in yards. He threw for 89,000 yards. Brady, Breeze, Manning, Favre. Oh, you're right. Fucking Roethlisberger's in the top 5.
I told you.
You did tell me. How the hell do you know this stuff?
Because Roethlisberger was a demon. I mean, he was a great.
No, he was. Let me look at rating. That was passing yards. Passer rating. Okay. Career. Wow. Passer rating. Current highest passer rating. Take a guess.
Montana, Roethlisberger, and Steve Young.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers, 103.6. Yep. Mahomes is number 2. Deshaun Watson's number 3. What? Russell Wilson's number 4. Yep. Let's see. Wow, Tom Brady's.
Well, you see that's what the league.
Tom Brady's 11th.
Yeah, but that's what the league has changed to.
Yeah, right. No, it's all passing.
Yeah.
But wow, I didn't know Russell Wilson was that high. Dak Prescott is 5th. Drew
That's
Brees,
disgusting.
Joe Burrow.
I've also heard some rumors of Dak leaving Dallas and coming to New York with Bill Belichick if Dable fucks up this year.
That's very possible because the Maras are close with him. Josh Allen is 24th overall with
See, that's
92.2.
ridiculous. That's
Wow.
ridiculous.
I cannot believe this is shocking. This is absolutely shock. Wow. Dan Marino's 46th.
That's
Brett
a
Favre is 48th.
That's ridiculous.
This is that's
Those
passer
stats.
rating. Let me look at something else. Let's look at touchdowns. So touchdowns is Brady. Brady has 640. Brady by a lot. Brady has 649. The next is Drew Brees with
649 touchdown passes.
yeah. The next is Drew Brees at 571. Peyton Manning 539. Brett Favre 508. And then the
Where's
highest.
Montana?
Oh my God, Montana. Wow, I'm going down the list. Dan Marino 7th. He had 420 touchdown passes. Eli Manning is 10th.
But those guys didn't play as long for sure.
What guys?
All those guys in the 80s and 90s, they couldn't play that long.
Phil Simms played 15 years. Phil Simms is 51. He's ranked 51 with 199.
Where's Boomer? Boom shit boom.
Boomer Esiason. Wow, he's 26th. He threw 247 touchdown passes.
That's pretty high. Do you listen to his show with Gio?
Yeah, Boomer's great. I like Boomer.
Dude.
Joe Montana's 19th.
And they just canceled his ass on CBS.
Oh my God. Joe Montana's 19th with 273 touchdown passes. Russell Wilson is 13th with 334. Fran Tarkenton is still up there. Tarkenton
more
is
than
12th.
Phil Simms?
Yes, by a lot. Fran Tarkenton has 342 touchdown passes. He's ranked 12th overall. He's ahead of Elway, Warren Moon, Unitas, Testaverde, Montana, Cousins, Bledsoe, Romo. Wow. That's amazing because he played in the 60s, 61 to 78. Wow, he was really ahead of his time. I didn't know I knew he was the all-time leader because I remember Marino passing him.
I thought Dan Marino was way ahead of everybody. Wow.
Yeah, I did
just by Tecmo Bowl alone.
I did too. Where the hell?
The Tecmo Bowl. Oh my God.
I mean, Jim Kelly's 33rd with 237.
Oh shit! With BB and those guys, Andre Ryan. Oh my God.
Kurt Warner made the Hall of Fame, and Kurt Warner has 208 touchdown passes.
All right. So, and how many interceptions did he have?
Yeah, I'm not going to look at that. Kerry Collins is tied with Kurt Warner.
Hall of Fame over some of these guys. That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's subjective. Terry Bradshaw's in the Hall of Fame, and he's ranked 42nd.
Well, Terry Bradshaw has had something.
They had 3 Super Bowls, so I get that. But Eli Manning is at least 10th. Dan Marino is 7th in touchdowns. So I mean, he at least did that.
I never won a goddamn Super Bowl. Did he even win a playoff game ever?
Yeah, they won some playoff games. They made that one Super Bowl in '84 and got smoked.
Receivers, Mark Duper. I don't remember him from
Clayton and Duper. Clayton and Duper.
Clayton and Duper from but the best guy ever was Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl.
I just saw the 30 and 30 on Deion Sanders.
So should Bo Jackson be in the Hall of Fame? Is he?
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either, but he was.
He just
Those
didn't play
couple
long
years
enough.
that he played, I can see him on TikTok and everything else. He is the most dominant player of all time.
He got hurt in the playoffs against the Bills the years the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then that's when he hurt his hip, and then he didn't play after. I'm just looking to see his numbers.
But in Tecmo Bowl, nobody could stop Bo Jackson.
No. He was the greatest player in Tecmo Bowl history. Wow. Guess how many years Bo Jackson played in the NFL?
4.
You're 100% right. He played 4 years. He played 4
Did I
years.
get it right?
Yep. 4 years. He only had 2,000 yards, 2,700 yards rushing overall. But he averaged a whopping 5.4 yards a carry.
That's insane. You know how insane that is?
His first year, he averaged 6.8 yards a carry.
Do you know how insane that is?
And
in the NFL.
Yeah, no, it is insane. To average, most guys average 3+. If you get someone that averages 4, you're lucky.
How about Ezekiel Elliott going back to the fucking Cowboys?
You knew they were going to take him.
For sure.
Jerry Jones loved him. Jerry Jones loved him.
He is. He's a pedophile, but yeah.
Jerry Jones isn't a pedophile.
He is a pedophile.
He had a child out of wedlock. He's not a pedophile.
He's a pedophile, like Epstein Island.
Where
he was on the Lolita Express.
It's misinformation.
Okay, Stephen, you're a Democrat. I know you're misinformed.
You have zero evidence that Jerry Jones is a pedophile. Now, one of his top lieutenants used to stare at the cheerleaders.
And he wasn't involved. I know. I get it.
But he did have a child out of wedlock, yes. Now, Bo Jackson's baseball career is very impressive.
Dude, those shots the throws that he threw from the outfield were mentally ill.
He played, and he played a lot longer. He played.
I know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The throws that he made from the outfield were insane.
All right. Well, I apologize, Andrew. I have to go back to my job. But this was a good one.
Why are you cutting us off?
What's that? Why am I cutting us off? Well,
you're cutting us off. We're going through stuff.
Because relax. I actually have a meeting, but
a meeting of what?
Well, I have a job now, surprisingly.
And what does that job consist of?
I work for the GSMC Podcast Network.
And
selling podcasting. So
yeah, you're on one right now, dumbass.
No, they won't. It's funny. They won't let me host anything. I just do sales. I do sales for them. So I try to call people up and get them to join the GMSC Podcast Network. Yeah, that's what I do. But the Husky Talk Show has done very well.
I got a little Husky fucking talk show.
Well, the hope is.
Well, the good thing is that they win national championships, so people should listen to you.
No, they do. But what was suggested to me, and I don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. Several people suggested to me doing Venmo or Cash App and soliciting donations to support the show and to get more people on and to advertise and to raise awareness. And I did not want to do it.
Raise awareness for what?
Just you can get the word out and promote the show so you get more listeners, you get more alumni who want to come on, and then you can promote their business. And I had 3 recent donations, which shocked me. I didn't think anyone would donate to the show, but everyone appreciates it. And that's why I said our episode was sponsored by Matt Newsy Realty. Matt Newsy was a kicker when I played. I did a Husky Talk episode last night with the kickers, and they really appreciated it. And I would, like I said, several guys suggested asking for donations just to promote the show and get the word out to UConn alums so they can tell their story. And shockingly worked out. And my goal is to really
I'm gonna
have
tell you
my
something right now.
own
When you
podcast
post
network.
stuff on Facebook, stop giving the entire goddamn just 3 sentences.
Yeah, I know.
You do
I
a
post.
full summary. Why do I need to listen if you tell everything that's being said?
I
I've told you
know.
this a million times.
I know. I know.
Just
I
give
know.
a 3 cents. Hey, this is this girl. She played at UConn basketball. She knows what she's talking about. Let's talk about it. That's how you fucking don't give me 500 paragraphs like you're Marilyn
Yeah, you're right.
Montesano.
No, you're
You
right. You're right.
dumbass. Stop it.
You're right. Yeah, I
I
agree with
told
you.
you a million times.
I agree with you. I'm
All
not
right, stop it.
disputing it. It's just tough for
Just
me.
say
Like,
who's on the podcast.
I don't know what to
This is what it is.
say. I don't know what to say
You don't need to say
in
nothing.
one
They need to
paragraph.
listen. That's the point.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's the point.
I'll try it. I
So,
listen.
what's your
I said I'll
relationship?
try it.
End it. End it. And we got to talk off the show.
All right. So
I got
again,
to talk to you off the show.
Matt Newsy Realty. Thank you. We love you. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them back